Hey, what's up guys, it's Faisal here. Welcome back to Driving Sight, where I bring you the latest updates and tips on road safety awareness every week. And in this video I will be talking about what are the smart motorways, why do we have them, and how do they work. It's very important we as drivers and motorists understand how it works, because drivers are getting caught for speeding on variable speed limits and lane discipline, driving through closed lane, and it's minimum 3 points and £100 fine. So to avoid that, please make sure you watch this video till the very end. And if you are very new to my channel, watching me for the very first time, please consider subscribing so you can get the future contents and don't miss out on them. Make sure you click the bell icon, and if you already have subscribed, thank you very much, I really appreciate that. So let's look at what is the smart motorways and why do we have them. Smart motorways are designed to keep the traffic flow so that people can get to their destinations with less delay. They improve on fuel economy, and journeys are cheaper and kinder to the environment, and it's much predictable. They reduce casualties and collisions on the motorways. Okay, what are the smart motorways? Highways England have introduced them, so when it's very busy they can open and close hard shoulders and other lanes as well, and also they can restrict the speed limit, so variable speed limit applies. Now, how do they work? It's basically computer system changes the speed limit and open and close the lane just to improve the traffic flow. You have sensors underneath the tarmac and you have side radars. Smart Motorways has its own algorithm and it understands the behavior of motorists. So for example, if somebody is hogging the middle lane or driving too fast and tailgating someone, when they brake sharply, that's the biggest cause of traffic jam. When somebody is driving too fast and they brake sharply, and then what happens, the next driver brakes and the one after that brakes, and it just keeps going backwards, so the shock wave just keeps going backwards. To avoid that, this is where Smart Motorways comes in. I have recently visited South Mims, one of the control centre. They have about 7 regional control centres across the country, and with over 32 small units. And I've seen how they work. When you go in there, they have a very bigger picture than ourselves. We as drivers, when we make decision, we are making decision based on how much we can see, as far as our eyes can go, and that's how we make decisions. But the control centers, the officers in there, they are overlooking at the computer system, the smart motorway, and they have got the bigger picture. They cover the whole network, so therefore their decision is much safer than ours. Okay, so why do the speed limit changes? It's for various reasons. Number one is the congestion. So basically, when there's too many of us, it will start to slow us down, because when there's too many of us, by driving fast, it decreases the flow. So by going slowly, it avoids the bottlenecking, and that's why we have variable speed limit. Please remember, when the variable speed limits are applied, so they are absolute maximum, because they will be inside a red circle. When the speed limit is inside the red circle, it's mandatory, it's compulsory sign, and we must not override that and ignore that. Therefore, please comply with the variable speed limit on smart motorways. I will be talking about more signs and in more detail how to actually use a smart motorway on the next video, because I have been taking some feedback from some of you, said that the video are getting too longer, so I'm just trying to keep it short and simple basically. So in this one, we're just talking about what it is and how do they work really. And when the lanes are closed, again, it's for various reasons. It could be that somebody's broken down in one of those lanes, or it could be the emergency service need an access. There's various reasons, debris on the road. So we'll talk more about that in the next video. So there's lots of reasons why speed limits are restricted and lanes are closed. So by slowing the traffic down, it just kind of helps the traffic flow better. Okay, and this is where it's very important that we stick to the variable speed limit. Now on the smart motorway, you don't have any advisory speed limit that you can ignore. On the traditional motorway, you have advisory signs with flashing amber lights, so if they did give you a number and if the road was clear, and if you did ignore that, you won't get yourself a speeding ticket. But the best advice I always give is stick to the advice, because should anything go wrong, you end up in a crash, then you won't be done for speeding. It could be careless or dangerous driving, or driving without due care and attention. So it's very important important that we understand the variable speed limit and we stick to them, and whenever they're closing a lane for us, we make sure we move out of that lane before they close the lane and give you a red X above the gantry, above your overhead on the gantry. Before they show you the red X, they will be giving you 2, 3 or maybe more arrows saying, you know, move to the right hand lane, or it could be moving back to the left hand lane. So make sure you follow these arrows and instructions and get out of that lane before you get to the point where the red X has been put on. Now remember, red X from this year, 10th of June this year, 2019, the police are enforcing it. The legislation has gone through the parliament and the law has been passed that the police can prosecute drivers for driving through a closed lane. So when you do have a red X, it's 3 points and minimum £100 fine. So please move out of that lane before you get to the red X, and whenever they give you those variable speed limit up on those gantries, make sure you slow down and you comply with them. Variable speed limit, the smart motorways can go from national speed limit, so from 70, 60, 50, 40, and then you can go back up to national speed limit. So it can go as low as 40 miles per hour through the computer system. If you ever see a lower speed limit like 20 miles per hour or 30 miles per hour, these are overridden by the controllers. So from the regional control center, they have lowered the speed limit to 20 or 30 miles per hour. And if you do see as low as 20 or 30 miles per hour speed limits, please take extra care, because it's something serious. It's usually when there's pedestrians on the road or walking towards you, or maybe an oncoming vehicle coming towards you, and this is happening quite a lot. We have over about 500 drivers coming towards the wrong direction on the motorway, and one of the biggest reason is that drivers following sat navs and they just get drive through the wrong side of the motorway. So please do watch out for these speed limits. They are not advisory signs, they are completely legal maximum speed limit sign, and it's enforceable. I'm seeing a lot of drivers coming onto the workshop because of Smart Motorways variable speed limit. So like I said, on the next video we'll break it down and we'll talk more about speed limit signs, the difference between mandatory and advisory signs, and also we'll talk about how to actually use them more in detail. So I just don't want to make this video very long. I hope you've just picked up some useful information, and we are going to try and comply with the variable speed limit on the Smart Motorways. And that's all I have for you today, and thank you very much for watching this video, and make sure you stay tuned for the next video where we're going to talk about how to actually use the Smart Motorways. Okay, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on the future content. If you have, I always say thank you very much, and I really appreciate you for staying with me, hanging around with me, and being in this community. And until next week, you all stay safe, use the road safely. See you next week. Bye for now.